Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Jared Johnson, the Jared J. As some of you may be aware, this Thursday is a day that we refer to as Thanksgiving. So, we're probably going to be getting together with family, maybe eating some turkey, and watching the Cowboys get beat. But while we're doing that, we could also take some time to reflect on things that we can be thankful for. Because if we're being honest, no matter where we are in life, we've all got things that we could be thankful for. Those of you that have followed the channel or know me personally know that the most important thing in my life is, in fact, my personal relationship with Jesus Christ. So the main thing I'm thankful for is that at some point in my life, happened to be when I was 7 years old, I was exposed to the truth of who Jesus really is. And I've had that personal relationship with him since the age of 7. I'm thankful that I had a mom and dad who raised me in a Christian home. And by the time I was 7 years old, I understood the truth of who Jesus is. I'm very thankful for the one sister that I have. Her name is Stacy. We're best friends. She has 3 kids. My nephew, Derek. My nieces, Leah. My niece, Alexis. I could have said my nieces, Leah and Alexis. Very thankful for all of them. Love them all deeply. I'm also very thankful for the fact that on multiple occasions in my life, I have survived things that very easily could have killed me. And I'm not exaggerating. There's a story, the very first episode I shot for this podcast. It's labeled Episode 1, Miracle in Kentucky. If you haven't seen that one, you can check it out. That's got a story about a time that I survived such an instance. And just a few weeks ago, something happened to me that could have gone very differently that I'm thankful for. I was driving home from church on a Sunday afternoon, and I heard a noise coming from under the hood of my vehicle that I deemed to be a tad bit peculiar. So I thought, okay, I'll have to get that checked out, but the vehicle was running fine. Everything seemed okay. Kept driving. As I got closer to home, the noise was getting a little bit louder. So I was already in my mind thinking, okay, what day this week can I get it to a repair shop, have it looked at? I really didn't think it was anything that serious because I have driven other vehicles and I have heard noises and I've usually got them taken care of. Well, as I'm continuing to drive, the vehicle begins losing power. I'm mashing on the accelerator. The RPMs are, but the speedometer is going this way. So I'm like, okay, that's not normal. Let me go ahead and just see if I can make it home. I could see the exit on the freeway up ahead. But when I started losing power, I was like, all right, I'm going to pull over on the shoulder. I'm going to just sit a little bit, see if this noise persists. And I still, honestly, in that moment thought, I'm going to drive it home. We'll be all right. So I'll pull off on the right shoulder of the freeway. Within about 30 seconds of me being parked, smoke started to rise from under the hood. So much smoke and so thick that I could not see out of the windshield. Fortunately, I was not driving the vehicle at the moment, so it really did not matter. But at that point, I did decide I'm not going to try to drive it home. So I had my cell phone in my hand, about to call for a tow truck. And then, in addition to the smoke, I saw flames. Now, some people will tell you, oh, my car was on fire. And then when you peel back the wallpaper on the story, you realize it actually was just overheated and they saw some steam. When I tell you my car was on fire, it is because, in fact, my car was on fire. Flames started shooting from under the engine. At this point, I thought to myself, okay, so this is happening. And fortunately, I did have the good sense to exit the vehicle. As I'm walking away from the vehicle to get a safe distance, calling 911. As I had the phone to my ear, I looked back. Thick black smoke and flames were now shooting about 10 feet in the air from under my hood. And as I'm standing there watching my vehicle go up in flames, all these people driving by were slowing down and honking and pointing. And I really was tempted to try to engage with some of them and tell them, thank you for pointing out the fact that my vehicle's on fire. I was just sitting in it, but somehow was not aware. I don't know what I would do right now without all of you. Thank you for the honking and the pointing and the slowing down and risking having more danger happen on the freeway. Instead, I didn't acknowledge them. But the flames were shooting and flying, and before the officer even got there, I then heard an explosion that sounded like a cannon. It probably would have scared someone to death if they'd been nearby and not seen what was going on. It was so loud and so powerful. It blew the hood off of the hinges and into the windshield, blew out both front tires. Literally, when the officer got there, the fire department got there, after they got everything sprayed out, the engine was like falling out of the front of the car. Everything inside was basically destroyed. I told one of the officers, perhaps the most unfortunate part of all is I had 2 partially drank Dr. Peppers in the front seat, and I'm afraid they're not worth drinking now. Fortunately, I have more Dr. Pepper at home because I don't risk running out of it. But I was able to salvage my Bible. It was in the back seat behind the driver's side. The leather on the front, you can tell, has been exposed to some pretty serious heat. And my home smelled like smoke for about a day and a half because, well, my Bible had the smell ingrained into it. But it's still intact. It's still good. I was able to get it out. So the unfortunate part is I knew I'd have to get another vehicle. But I'm so thankful for so many things. Number one, if this had been a few months sooner, it would have been tremendously inconvenient. But I recently moved to where I'm close enough to walk to work. So literally, I walk to work 5 days a week. I don't need a vehicle for that. Also, there are so many things that could have made that so much worse. I was in the right-hand lane when it started to lose power, so I was able to easily navigate to the shoulder and park safely. And when the smoke started rising, again, I was parked safely. When the flames came up, I was parked so I could get out and move. If I had been in the center lane attempting to pass someone and then started losing power and then couldn't get over in time and then the smoke started rising where I couldn't see, I could have slammed into someone in front of me, started spinning, caused a 4 or 5 car pileup, then the flames could have started rising. What if that collision had condensed my door or something? I was having trouble getting it open. It could have exploded with me sitting in it. Now, by the grace of God, if it had been His will, I could have survived sitting in that car with it exploding. That's not logical, but I've already survived some things that it's not logical that I survived. So if He had wanted to keep me alive through that, I would have lived through it. Fortunately, I don't even have to worry about would I have lived through it or not, because again, I was in the right-hand lane. I was able to get pulled over, got out of the vehicle before it exploded. So I'm extremely thankful that although my vehicle exploded and I am going to need to get a new one, I can walk to work. I got out of the vehicle before it exploded. No one was hurt. No one, like I wasn't in the middle of traffic and caused another wreck. So I say all that to say that could have ruined my outlook on a lot of things. It didn't even change my mood. It didn't even ruin my afternoon. My heart rate didn't even increase by 1 beat. I'm kind of guessing because I wasn't hooked up to anything to tell me. But it didn't faze me. I just stood there watching my vehicle in flames and said, okay, I can roll with this. I'm good. I'm okay. Got out in time. I'm all right. So I say that to say, when you place your faith in Jesus, no matter where you are, you're always in His hands. So even when it looks like your life has literally burst into flames right before your very eyes, it doesn't even have to ruin your day. It does not have to faze you or ruin your day because God's still in control. And when you know you're in His hands, you know that He's in control. Even something that could have killed you doesn't have to ruin your day. So I just want to say that to say those are some things I'm thankful for this year. I hope that everyone will take some time to reflect on what's really important in life and what we're all thankful for, because it's easy to get caught up in the details and the distractions and everything we feel like we have to do. But I hope that it will help all of you to just think about focusing on the things that you really are thankful for. If you enjoyed the episode, please show that by clicking the enjoy button or the like button. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. It really will help me to continue to give you more of this content and many other kinds. And that reminds me of something else I'm thankful for. I've now got well over 1,000 subscribers. That took some time to get to. I still want to continue to build a better fan base and be able to connect better with a fan base for many reasons, to just help enrich people's lives and help make this world the best place that it can be, one step at a time. But I'm thankful. So to all my subscribers, whether you were the first one to subscribe or whether you're one of the recent, thank you. I am thankful for you as well. For all of that being said, I am Jared Johnson, the Jared J. I hope y'all have a great week. I hope I see you again real soon.